Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of Macro Mondays. Macro Mondays, Bitcoin trading above 87K, above the 200-day EMA, and it is looking for a potential breakout on the daily time frame. So what I'm having a look at is obviously this RSI. This RSI is looking good. Looks like a potential breakout here. Nothing confirmed. I'd like to see, 2 or 3 days above this level. Trading at this 87K range over here, and we still are below the 50-day EMA over here, which is lining up perfectly with this descending resistance you can see right over here. So this is a point which I'm watching out. I think this is going to be a potential resistance, but you can see we are starting to form, some kind of bullish market structure on the daily time frame, making some higher highs and higher lows over there, something like that. And that is what you want to see coming out of a low. This low, obviously a significant low. We're watching out for this point for a while over here. And this is ultimately the 50% level from the August 49K to the all-time high. That 50% level coming in at 79,500. And if Bitcoin is above 79,500, it is in the stronger half of the range. So we can expect a follow through here, of course. And Bitcoin did something very interesting with this pump up here as well. Also came dead to the 50% level and got a bounce. So far, so good for Bitcoin. We do want to see it trading above this descending resistance over here. And ultimately, we've been waiting to get above or outside this descending resistance for a while now. Bitcoin was trading around here. I said, guys, let's wait and see for Bitcoin to get above this trend line, and then we are going to start going long. But we did, obviously lose the level. We broke below this massive support, which is now massive resistance. And at the end of the day, we are just waiting for Bitcoin to, do this. And then we will be getting into our long positions and going up to that 120K region, which has been a target for a while now. So this is the play. Bitcoin trading above the important EMAs over here, above the 200, which is the most important, obviously below the 50. But time will tell. Will we get above this week? There's some massive news events coming. If I extend this out, there's some core PCE this week, final GDP, and this could create the volatility for Bitcoin to potentially push through that 89K 50-day EMA over there. So that is the plan for Bitcoin. Obviously up today, Solana is pumping. That broke out yesterday. I was looking for this breakout over here, and we confirmed it on the Sunday, which I didn't take this trade because I don't like trade confirmations on a Sunday. But here we are, nice move up on the Monday. Is this a false move Monday? I don't know. But this was, massive support for Solana at the end of the day. If you look left, which we always do when we are trading, this was a huge zone over here. And again, we just tagged it perfectly at the support, and what we are expecting now is just to go from level to level. So we can expect Solana to make a push up into this resistance over here, obviously over time hit that around $200 region. But let's see, there's this other important zone over here, which I think will probably be the first stop, and that's coming in at about 180. If you did take a Solana long from the obvious support over here, your target would be that 180 if you are a swing trader. And if we look at the risk reward at the moment, from right now, where are you wrong? Well, I'd say if we come below that 120 region over there, and you would be taking profits over there, this is a risk reward of 2 to 1. So I personally wouldn't be taking this trade now. If Solana copied that bullish market structure like Bitcoin, we should see a higher low and then a push up. So then we can be getting into the zone over here, and this gives us that favorable risk to reward. This is that 3 to 1, 4 to 1, which we are talking about. So if Solana can get that healthy back test of this zone over here, we'll go in on the 4-hour time frame. But looking like this zone over here, coming in at about 136, mark this level off on your charts, set an alert, and if Solana does come into the zone, then we can be looking for a swing long on Solana. Guys, this is looking like a decent setup, decent chance of playing out as well. ETH as well, also starting to get that bullish market structure. We did unfortunately take profits on this trade at about 2030. That was, of course, on Thursday. We did come down, but now we are going up. But this was a good trade. If you are still in this trade, I would just hold. You can take some profits. We are at an obvious resistance if we do look on the 4-hour time frame on Ethereum. We were targeting the zone over here the take profit. And we have come into that now, and looks like we can be printing some kind of topping candle over here. But this is looking good in my opinion. Again, bullish market structure, something like that. And you do expect just a grind up for something like Ethereum. So decent trade. Obviously, ETH underneath $2,000 is a massive buying opportunity as always. So let's get back into the daily time frame, and we can have a look at XRP quickly. XRP is trading above the 50 daily EMA over there and is looking strong. This is looking like one of the stronger tokens. Of course, it is above the 50% level. It's all-time 50% level. We've got a perfect bounce off there at the 2nd of Feb, the start of Feb over here. And ultimately, we are above the important EMAs, and you do expect something like XRP just to continue onwards and upwards. So if we do get a little bit of a pullback on XRP, I'd be looking to accumulate XRP in this zone over here. Obviously, with your triangle buying, something like that, we're going to scale in a little bit and then put in most of our orders over here. And I think we are at that point in the market where we can be looking for those low leverage longs that we are going to be holding for the next few months. So definitely look out for potential coins. You guys know what my favorite coins are. We are going to go into those, do some TA on those on the daily time frame. Bitcoin dominance as well. This is looking really interesting. Of course, there is this upsloping support over here, and we are forming some kind of bearish divergence over here. Of course, the Bitcoin maxis were getting loud over here, which we marked out. Often that can lead to a top when people do get loud. So I marked this off on the chart because this was the candle where they were getting loud, and I just thought we could test and see, is it going to play out, is it not? But let's wait and see. But for now, we do have the bearish divergence over here, 2 drives. If you look at this high over here, this high over here, and the respective highs on the RSI, but nothing is confirmed yet. I still want to see Bitcoin underneath the 50-day EMA, underneath the ascending support over there, and then we can look for a potential breakdown, which of course, if we are looking for a breakdown, my target for Bitcoin dominance, first target will be 52%, and second target is at 43%. And this is why I don't believe the cycle is over, because the cycle has never ended with Bitcoin dominance at top. Okay, so cycle top was over here, cycle top was over here, and what we are expecting is for a potential cycle top to come, maybe it doesn't come as low as everyone thinks and just comes over here on the 50% level, which will make sense, or we can come and touch this ascending support over here at that 42-43% level. So this is what we're looking at for Bitcoin dominance. Of course, that is zoomed out over there, but we are waiting for the breakdown, which it can happen at any point. We are expecting it to happen in the next few weeks, but only time will tell, guys. Only time will tell. The total crypto market is starting to recover. It is, it did reclaim the line in the sand. The line in the sand was obviously that 2.72 trillion, which was the previous cycle top over here. So we had this top over here. We said that we don't really want to see any crypto price action below there. It did happen for a bit. We got a little bit of bullish divergence over here. You can see a lower low in price and a higher low in the RSI, and you can see this is starting to break out. This is breaking out. If you are conservative or not, this looks like it is breaking out. We could be at that level now where this could be the last little bit of resistance, but we are above 50 for the total crypto market. What I want to see for total is for total to start trading above the 50 and the 200-day EMA. So this is exactly what I want to see before I get mega bullish. So it'll be something like this. I can see a push up into 3 trillion, a bit of rejection there. And then what we want to see is for a strong support to start to form above the EMAs over there. And that will give us, the support and the strength to move up. And, of course, we are looking for a target of, 5 trillion, guys, 5 trillion in quarter 4 of 2025, maybe quarter 1 of 2026, this zone over here. This is our final target. And we did outline last week the risk reward at the moment. The risk reward is great at the moment. Of course, if I just zoom in here a bit, your risk reward trade, obviously we are waiting for the confirmation. So what we're going to wait for is a push up into 3 trillion, wait for the next higher low, and then we will be getting into some big longs in the zone over here. Stops can go below there or even below the 2.7 trillion over there. And then we are targeting that 5 trillion. So this is kind of the game plan at the moment. Nothing is confirmed yet. We've been extremely patient here, guys. We've been extremely patient. We've been extremely patient now for almost 2 months, and it is getting frustrating, of course. But when in doubt, zoom out, and we've got to look for the opportunities. And the opportunity, in my opinion, is for a move up to 3 trillion. I'm going to say it again, then come up, and then we have to show some support above the EMAs over here. And it'll start to look a bit weird and awkward with getting into coins, because it looks like they are going to be running away. But I think that will be the perfect time to get in. So I think once we are above this descending resistance over here, if you are very conservative, you can draw it like that, and we are waiting for it to start to reclaim these zones over here. And then this is a good trade. Even if we wait for price to get above the 3 trillion and test that as support, this is still a favorable trade. Looking like a 4-5 to 1 risk reward, and this should play out over a few quarters. So this would be your long-term trade. This would be bigger positions, and of course ultimately reaping the reward for the last leg up in the crypto cycle. But time will tell, guys. Time will tell. If you look at total 3 has reclaimed the important 812 billion region over here. That is obviously the 50%. So if you take the August low over there to the all-time highs over there, so August low, all-time highs, that 50% comes in at 812 billion after getting a perfect bounce off this up or ascending support, 618 at 730 billion. We've had a nice bounce. We are now above the 50% level, which puts it in the stronger half. And as you guys can see, it looks like we are starting to break out here, guys. We are starting to break out. If we turn on the RSI, you can see the RSI is breaking out. There's no way this isn't breaking out. It's breaking out there. It's breaking out there. So this is looking very promising, guys. Looking very promising. Of course, the total 3, this would be the total crypto market excluding Ethereum and Bitcoin. And that is above the macro 50% level. I just want to see it above the important EMAs. So what I'd like to see is a push up here, start to form a higher low over here. And then we are looking for much higher prices for total 3. And total 3 ultimately is where the risk reward is. We are looking for a conservative target of 2 trillion. And the risk reward, if you take a trade up to 2 trillion, would look something like this. So you take a long when it's looking good, you are above the EMAs and testing that as support. So let's say, in a few weeks' time when we're trading above there, forming a next lower high, let's say we put our stop loss at the 618. We don't want to see that visited again. And then we are targeting 2 trillion. So these are the kind of trades that we are patiently waiting for. This is a risk reward of 8 to 1. But let's see, we can also be very conservative and wait for the $1 trillion mark to be reclaimed, and this will give us still a favorable trade of 4 to 1. So there's definitely a lot of opportunity at the moment in the crypto markets, and definitely some trades to take. But patience is king, guys. The patient traders make the most money, and we all know that, guys. We all know that. Are there any altcoin requests? We're going to go into some altcoin requests, so definitely drop those, and definitely smash the like button. If you guys are here, smash the like button. If you guys are new to the channel, then definitely subscribe to the channel. We are here weekly, guys. We are here weekly. Let's have a look at TON, because I am in a TON trade. So TON broke out. I did mention it last week. I'm still in this trade from down here. There was some bullish divergence. Of course, we took the trade, and ultimately I'm looking to double down on this trade if we do get a move lower. If we do come down and fill this zone over here, which may be filled, I'm sure there's a lot of longs, late longs getting in, and their stop losses would be over there. So this is where we would be getting into the second part of our trade, looking for something like that to play out, of course, for Toncoin. And in my opinion, this is still a decent trade. If you took the trade now, it's a risk reward of 3 to 1 to the all-time highs, which is likely if you have a long time horizon. Will we take this level out here? Unlikely, in my opinion. We've seen nice volume come in. Let me turn on the volume. There we go. Nice volume candle over here. So you can see very low volume, nice push through, broke through the resistance over there with strong volume, strong RSI. And you can see there has, if we get rid of this, there has been more volume than before. So this is looking like a promising trade. Toncoin is looking like a promising trade. First take profit is going to be at $4.6. That is a very obvious place where, if people were buying this support region on TON, and they're down on their trade now, if they see a push up to the zone where they were buying, they will most likely be offloading their trades. So this would be a good place to potentially offload some of your TON. This is take profit 1. Take profit 2 is obviously going to be at the declining resistance over here at 6.38. The zone of it obviously depends on the time. If we go up next week, then our target's going to be over there. But if we hit it, later on, something like May, it'll all depend on the time. And this region over here is what we are looking for TP2 and all-time highs, guys. All-time highs has to be TP3. We're going to speak about Ondo now. Ondo is definitely next. The reason I like this level as well is because we have reclaimed, or this 4.6 level, is that we have reclaimed the 50-day EMA over here. And normally when that happens and you are in a downtrend, is these altcoins could catch up and they will get a move into the 200-day EMA, which will be resistance, guys. So this is a massive TP, in my opinion. We could see something like this. So here we'd TP half our trade, and then we'd get in again, guys. And then we just keep going, milking the market for a token that is showing strength, guys. Toncoin is showing strength. We have to admit to that. So let's have a look at BNB, Binance. This trade is looking good. However, the risk reward isn't great on this trade. We are holding up strong. This would be, if you put some of your portfolio in Binance or BNB, it would be a strong hold, as this doesn't get as smashed as the altcoins, but the risk reward isn't great for something like this at the moment. Obviously strong coin. I'm not sure where this is going, but your obvious TP for all-time high would be around here. Invalidation around over there, maybe a little bit higher at the 50% level, but we can be waiting for a breakout trade on BNB. But otherwise, this is looking like a strong coin. We are above the 50 and the 200-day EMA just, and we are waiting for this to start to move. So you can see this is a downsloping resistance over here. Resistance, fake out, resistance. And then, we can take a swing trade. So, we can wait for a breakout over here. We'll retest. And then we will be going long over here, stops below that 50% level. And, we can be targeting all-time highs. So this is looking like a decent trade. Of course, our stop loss is closer to invalidation. They're giving us a better risk to reward though. So let's have a look at Ondo, because, we have been buying big on Ondo. This has been one of our bigger altcoins that we have been accumulating. And this looks like a very obvious zone over here, guys. A lot of price action over there. It was the resistance. Now it's looking like it is the support. And still a very good risk reward on something like this. So, Ondo looking great, in my opinion. Your point of invalidation. So, if you just get rid of these old lines quickly, you can see that with Ondo, we don't really want to lose this low, because if we lose that low, then it looks like we are breaking down this massive upsloping support over there. And what you would expect for that is for a coin to die out and chop sideways. And we don't really want to be in tokens that are just going sideways, even though we obviously believe in this project long term. RWA, BlackRock's been involved, etc. You don't really want to be in something that is just sideways forever, because it is a opportunity cost, guys. It is an opportunity cost. So something like this is still looking good, in my opinion. So where would you go long? I would recommend this on spot, to be honest. But you would say Ondo is unlikely to take out this 58 cent. This was a very significant low. This was the Trump victory over here. So that's when Trump won. So for a strong coin in bullish market structure, you wouldn't want to see that news event be taken out. So that is where the point of invalidation would be. And you can take this trade now. And then our target would be since we are in bullish market structure, we would expect this ascending resistance to be tagged. And if it happens soon, or if it happens in quarter four is our target over here. And then we are looking for that almost $3 region over here. So this is a good trade, in my opinion, guys. 7-to-1 risk to reward. I would want to see Ondo start to show some strength and get above the EMAs, but there's still a lot of time for this. We have been DCAing into this, but we're still waiting for the break of this downsloping resistance over here. So the plan was, I said last week, Monday, I said, guys, it's time to DCA into something like Ondo for the next few weeks until it breaks out of this, and then we will see the faster moves happen, guys. Something like that. and then eventually hitting our targets. I can see an upward grind. I still see crypto being green for the year. So definitely lots of time left still, but this is one that is in bullish market structure and is looking like a very good risk to reward if you guys are looking for some potential trades. So I hope that answers your question for Ondo. Looking at other projects, Render is starting to pump as well. Obviously 10% on 10% is a decent move, of course. Obviously struggling. If you look left, we have lost this low over here, which is significant. But let's see, guys. AI always very speculative, and it can pump. These things pump very fast. Look at those explosive moves, guys. So something like this definitely worth potentially DCAing into or something like that. And we can go into the rest of these after I go into the TradFi, guys. So let's start off with the DXY. So the DXY is looking interesting. Obviously played out perfectly to what we're looking for. We're looking for a deviation with bearish divergence, come back into the range, and eventually find its way from the top of the range to the bottom of the range. And we were looking for this. We did think, we were a little bit wrong here. We did think crypto was going to soar in this period where the dollar's coming down. You would expect assets that are priced against the dollar to run. Unfortunately, S&P and crypto markets have been bleeding. But the ultimate trade for the DXY, in my opinion, would be, if you look at the range, so this was the move over here to the top over there, that 50% level comes in at 105. So what I'm looking for is a push up from, I can see a little breakout over here, bearish divergence, just 2 drives over there. Sorry, bullish divergence over here. So, and it looks like we are breaking out. So what you can expect is for a move up into the zone over here. I can see this playing out, guys. So there's this wick over here, which will most likely be hit. And the reason I like this is because this lines up beautifully with 1, the 50% level, 2, the 200-day EMA, and 3, the 50-day EMA. So this is all lining up to be like the perfect trade, in my opinion. We are obviously watching this carefully, but I can see a push up here. And obviously, depending on the news events which will come out, you'll probably find that this will make its way up here. And then when that massive news event comes out, that will be the top. And then we can see a move down. I do think, the risk on assets will start to pump, of course. Let me just move this trend line over there. And a macro breakdown of this trend line over here will be very bullish for risk on assets. And I can see S&P 500, NASDAQ, and the whole crypto market absolutely rallying with this. So definitely watch out for this. If you are trading Euro USD or something like that, this is the trade, guys. This is the trade. So let's wait and see. We can get into a big leverage zone over here. Start to look on the lower term time frames, and we'll get into this trade. But this is looking like an obvious zone for the next move to come into. Obviously, lots of big red days over here. You would expect at least half of this to be filled. So, the halfway point from that comes perfectly at that 105 region. So guys, definitely mark off 105 on your DXY chart because this is looking like a massive resistance. Okay, let's go into the S&P 500. Futures doing well. We have reclaimed the 200-day EMA. Everyone was very scared. Of course, fear and greed for the stock market was down. I do want to go into the NASDAQ because I personally think there's more clues on the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ over here, you can see we did lose this multi-day trend line to the upside. So here is a ascending support over there. Obviously, we're getting bounces over there, bounces over there, bounces over there, all the way across. And we have broken down that, guys. We have broken that down, which isn't the end of the world, but it is a precursor to potentially a shift of market structure from a clear bull market. We're still in a bull market, in my opinion. We still have to lose this level over here, 18,165 on the US 100. This is the zone which is extremely important. We don't want to see weekly and monthly closes underneath here. So the reason I have that level is, of course, it's the 50% level from the October 2023 low. This was obviously a very significant low in the markets. It was extreme fear. It was the geopolitical tensions, etc., etc. This was a very significant low. Everyone thought it was the end. Everyone thought that we were, forming a lower high and we were going to roll over into a, multi-year bear market. But that didn't happen. That was an extreme low point, of course. So This is a very important low. This, of course, is a very important high, as it's the all-time high. So there, basically the same price. That 50% level comes in at 18,200, the zone over here. So this is the level that we want to hold, okay? So we don't want to lose this at all. So what we can see like a grind in the zone over here, and then push up. But if we start to lose this level and we start to test this as resistance, we can be offloading some of our portfolio here, guys. But for now, we are looking for this trade over here. We'll have to wait for the NASDAQ to get above the 200-day EMA, which is what we are waiting for next. But I think the market just opened right now. It is 3:30 South African time. So yeah, looks like we have pushed to the upside over here. If you look at the futures, of course, the futures had a nice push up today. Let's wait and see what happens. Looking like this could easily be a V-shaped recovery out of here. Of course, a lot of fear in the market over there with that. Otherwise, if you have a look at gold all-time highs, nothing really bearish about all-time highs. We were looking for potential top over here with bearish divergence. We did get a subtle, but at the end of the day, gold is still looking parabolic over here. And with this moving to the upside, obviously there's lots of fear and panic, and people are unsure. There's uncertainty in the markets, and this is why gold is pumping. And I am looking for this price target over here to be met. This was the ultimate price target, which I had for a while now, 3,300. And with gold going up, you would expect the digital gold to catch up. So this is another reason why we still are bullish in Bitcoin. For gold, I think we could see a test of this old top over here. Let me just zoom in a bit over there. There we go. So what I can see is, we could definitely test the zone over here. Let me get these lines. Bang. We test the top, get a strong bounce, and then ultimately we just continue the bullish momentum to the upside. Nothing else to carry on here. Tesla. Let's have a look at Tesla because there's a lot of chat about Tesla. Obviously, looking like a decent investment if you do have a long-term time horizon. But the thing is, a lot of people are talking about it. And, for a stock to dump more than 50%, it's not brilliant. It's not amazing. We have lost the 618. We are below the important EMAs. I remember getting into a Tesla trade over here. We were looking for this to be the bottom, a lot of bad news and FUD coming into the earnings, and ultimately we did smash that trade. But we did take profits in the zone over here. Yes, did we take profits too early? Maybe. But at the end of the day, Tesla's trading below where we exited. So we are looking for a potential entry over here. I would like to see Tesla reclaim the 50% level at 314, get above the EMAs, show some strength. Otherwise, yeah, this is definitely a brave buy. This is a brave buy. If you are a long-term Tesla bull, then it does make sense to be getting into something when it is at half price. So that's what's happened over there. Still sitting on my hands for a bit. On the stock market, I do want to see the NASDAQ and whatnot reclaim those important levels before getting too bullish. Okay, so that's what I got for the macros. Of course, we are waiting for the stock markets to show a little bit more strength, reclaim some more levels over there. Remember, DXY 105. I would personally be sitting on my hands for the traditional markets. If you are looking for some long-term investments and moves, I would be waiting for a tag of 105. And I think there'll be a lot of direction in the traditional markets and crypto markets over there. So definitely a key level that I am waiting for. So of course, with the market opening, Bitcoin has also opened. I'm going to go into the 4-hour time frame, and we can speak about the 4-hour time frame. So let me go into the 4-hour time frame. There we go. So let's wait for that EMA to load. There we go. So Bitcoin looking really good on the 4-hour time frame. So we are, we have taken out this high over here, and we are now trading above the 4-hour 200 EMA, which is a massive level, guys. This often governs the uptrend and the downtrend. So, we are going to wait for the golden cross of the, the 4-hour EMAs. We're going to wait for the 4-hour 50 EMA to cross above the 200, and then that should be our go signal that we are going to be potentially in a strong trending move. This only works for a trending move. Of course, this absolutely nailed this move over here, but it can fail over here, which it does. But it is a good indicator. If we are going into a trending move, this is the first thing that we are looking for, the golden cross, guys. So we are waiting for this to happen. Of course, we were also speaking about this ascending triangle, which we have broken out over here. And ultimately, this is bullish, but we're going to have to wait for that 92K, which we did speak about on the daily time frame over there, 92K. This is going to be massive resistance. So let's see what happens over there. Obviously, a lot of people are starting to get bearish and going short. And often, when people are speaking about going short and whatnot, then we can see a short squeeze. When retail starts to flip short, we can see the short squeeze. But for now, I'm just going to wait and sit on my hands, guys. We have been sitting on our hands for a while now. It is obviously frustrating, but let's see. But I also want to speak about also there's another important 50% level, which we need to get above. And of course, that is perfectly at 93,300. That's the top of the red box over there. That's obviously the 50% level from the all-time highs to the significant low over here. If this is the low, which I believe it may be the low, we'd want to see Bitcoin trading above, let's call it 94 to be conservative. Bitcoin above 94K, maybe take out this fake out top over there. That would be looking brilliant and very strong. And I do think, we are going to be looking for higher prices, guys. I do think we will be looking for higher prices. Guys, I'm going to go through the comments quickly, see what you guys are saying, any ideas over there. Okay, so we did speak about Ondo earlier. I caught SPX and Fartcoin. Okay, we'll have a look at some meme coins later, of course. Can you go over the USDT? Okay, so let's go into USDT dominance. So I'll pull this up on the daily time frame quickly. There we go. Okay, so USDT dominance. So we were looking for this to be a potential high point over there. This was obviously the top. This was the resistance over here. So we had this declining resistance. First touch, second touch. This was the third touch. We were looking for this to be a rejection point and a point where crypto could be bottoming, which it has proven that this idea is on. And this is the big, triangle that we are speaking about. So you can see over here, if I take out the pen, this would be your declining triangle, something like this over there. So we are in bearish market structure, creating lower highs. So what we expect is for another one over there. Third touch is the second last one, and then bang. That is most likely going to be the structure if we are to see a top in quarter 4 or quarter 1 of next year. So I'm going to leave these lines over here. I am seeing something like this to play out. Is it going to be something like that, or are we just going to see a big push through, something like that? So this I'm looking for first option this, or second option that, and the first option would just be classic, something like that. And then this lines up quite nicely with a bottom over here. I'm not sure, obviously not 0%, but this is kind of the market structure that we are looking at, something like that to play out. So definitely, I would mark these LARP lines off on your chart. Let's see if it does happen. And of course, that means that we are going to be waiting for confirmation, potentially getting in now, taking some profits over there, and then we can ultimately be going long if we get a retest over here, or going long if we get another test of the declining resistance over there. So that is USDT dominance. It's looking good. From a macro point of view, it's looking great, guys. This is a massive declining triangle, and this normally breaks to the downside. And obviously we can't go to the negatives on USDT dominance, but we can see obviously a move down, take out the zone over here. That would be looking very bullish. This will be our final target, of course. But let's wait and see. It looks like the RSI is also starting to break down. So you can see the RSI breaking down over here. So I'm going to draw that out for you guys. Boom. Boom. Okay. So here we go. We have the RSI breaking down. We are below 50 just, and it is looking basically inverse to Bitcoin. So what we are expecting is for the RSI to get a reset back below that 30 level, and this would be, a potential top. So we could see this come down to this zone over here, whilst this comes down to this zone over here, and ultimately giving us a good trade, guys, giving us a good trade. So it's definitely time to look for some longs. But guys, nothing is confirmed yet. The most important chart to be watching, in my opinion, is actually total 3, guys. Total 3 looking good, potentially a breakout today. Massive eyes on this candle over here. So this is what I would be watching out for. This is the if I could only look at one chart, I'd be looking at total 3. And then what you're doing is you're obviously getting into the strong tokens, guys. You're getting into the Ondos, you're getting into the OMs, you're getting into your Toncoin, which is starting to show some strength. You're getting into Render, which is moving 10% in a day. You're getting into your SUIs. You're getting into something like Chainlink and ENS, which is obviously it's been smashed recently, but it is holding up that bullish market structure. Guys, we're getting into our Sonics, our Phantoms. We're getting into stuff like Hype, which obviously came down over here, but this is potentially a significant low over here. RSI breakout over there, and onwards and upwards, guys. Onwards and upwards. I'd like to see this above the 50-day EMA. That is, of course, Hype. ENA, a lot of hype also built on this. This would be your bullish divergence over here. Price coming down, RSI holding up. You can still get bullish divergence. If price is going down and RSI is going sideways, it is still a divergence, of course. This was a great trade, ENA. Of course, we're not stopped out on this, and let's see where this goes. I think this fair value gap over here at $1.05 to be conservative is the bare minimum target for ENA if you are in a long. But guys, heaps of opportunity. We are not too late. There's obviously still massive news events this week, which we are going to wait for. But definitely keep your eyes out for Total 3, as this is, starting to show some strength. And when this breaks out, guys, remember that it doesn't give you a chance to get in. So what you want to do is, you want to be DCAing into your positions now. And let's see, guys, maybe Q2 of this year is going to be extremely bullish. So let's wait and see, guys. But for now, that does bring us to the end of the stream. Thanks so much for joining in, and we will see you later this week. Cheers for now.